With us on the program today, Mark Pieper, Pieper Red Angus at Hayes Springs, Nebraska. First, how's the weather been treating you guys up there? How are the pasture and range conditions?
Been really dry this summer, Howard. We're probably the driest we've been for years. We sure use some moisture.
Are you having to move any cows off the grass earlier than you normally would then?
Oh, yes, definitely. Weaning calves early, and the cows are actually going to winter pasture already.
Having to supplement them then?
Not at this point we aren't, but they won't be long.
What do you use for winter feed for your cow herd?
Typically, we graze the cows till we start calving in February, just on grass and cake. This year it's going to be a little different. We're going to have to start feeding hay early for sure.
And talking about hay, how are the hay supplies?
Sure, down from a year ago. Of course, a year ago was great, but yeah, pretty tight in this area. East of here, they've got a lot of hay, it looks like.
Was there any carryover from last year?
Yeah, we had a record crop last year, so we got carryover. We should be able to make it through, depending on how harsh the winter is.
You've got a sale coming up pretty quick, don't you?
Yes, we do. Our annual fall run production sale, which will be October 24th on a Saturday, and we'll sell 85 of these 18-month-old bulls that are out of the youngest 50% of our crop from 2019. And then we'll sell a couple hundred bred commercial heifers, also about 100 purebred cows, individual lots, and then about 35, 37 head of quarter horses.
Okay, let's talk first about your Red Angus program. How long you been raising registered Red Angus, Mark?
A long time, 49 years.
You're not that old, are you?
Oh, yeah.
What got you started in the Red Angus?
Well, when we first started out, my wife and I got married. We had 10 head of Hereford heifers, and we crossed those on a Red Angus bull, and we liked what we saw and just kept progressing from there.
How big of cows are you running, Mark?
I would say our average cow weight's like 1350. We have awful long-bodied cows. They don't have to be tall. They have to be long. And
what are some of the traits in your cows that you feel are really important?
You know, disposition is number one. Udder quality is very important. And just fleshing ability so they breed back in these harsh conditions.
Now, you calve out in February, you say. That's and what's the reason for calving out that time of the year?
The reasoning for calving in February starting is the bulls have a little more age when we sell them, and we think that's important to our customers to have a bull with a little more age to breed more cows.
So you wind up selling bulls twice a year then?
Yes, we do. We have 2 sales a year. We sell the oldest 50% of the crop in the spring, and the youngest 50% in the fall is 18 months old. So it's worked very well. Several guys like the older bulls, especially up in Wyoming. And it seems like in the spring, the yearling bulls sell really good, like into Iowa and Oklahoma and that country.
With the bulls that they pick up in the fall, although they have to feed them over the winter, those bulls have a good chance to get acclimated, don't they?
Yes, they do, and usually most guys pick them right out with their herd bulls, and we've got them physically ready for that. They're in good shape, and they'll handle the winter, and yes, they can get along good.
Talk about your horse program, will you? How long's that been going?
Oh, we've always used horses in our program. We've had brood mares a lot of years, but the last 15 years we've had this horse sale, and we've done very well with the new bloodlines. These horses are very trainable, and people are doing well with them, like showing them and using them as ranch horses. And we sell a lot of colts. We'll sell 30 head of colts this spring or this fall, and we've got some excellent new bloodlines. So we put a lot into the horse program,
Tell us about the bloodlines you're using.
We've got one stallion that's by WR, This Cat's Smart, out of a Shining Spark daughter. We've got another one that's the son of Playgun. We have two young junior stallions that are both sired by a Smooth Guy, which is a very popular bloodline, and crossing with the Shining Spark. They're very athletic horses with good minds and great dispositions.
Any riding horses in the sale that you're going to have?
Yes, we'll have about 10 head of saddle horses that we've used here ourselves, and then some prospects for 2-year-olds that are ready for somebody to take and start themselves.
Mark, you're also an order buyer. How these cattle been selling at the sales?
I guess better than I've expected. These cattle are bringing more money than everybody thought they would. The cattle are a little bit greener this year because of the dry conditions, but overall, weights are pretty close to where they average.
What kind of prices they getting on the calf? Some calves that are weaned coming in already?
No wean calves. There's balling calves, and typically the front end of the calves are bringing like $1.60 at 600 pounds. I'd say was kind of an average on a steer calf. We're just getting into it this week, but that's what's going on so far.
How about the yearlings then? What's been the price range on some of those cattle?
It's been good. There's a good demand for yearlings this year. There's a lot of those 900-pound steers up to $1.45 right in there, and the heifer's not far behind. It's been a good market on these yearlings.
What are you seeing on the slaughter cows?
So far, really good. There's going to be a glut of those cattle come in, especially since it's dry, and I anticipate that market will get a little cheaper. But so far, in the mid-60s on these good cows, and that's more money than we've gotten for quite a while.
Mark Pieper, Pieper Red Angus at Hayes Springs, Nebraska. Thanks for joining us for this podcast. More on the next one. May God bless, and you come back and join us again, won't you? I'm Howard Hale.